ChatGPT, please create an amazing crockpot recipe, something that's not a stew and something that is absolutely incredible.
Certainly. How about a delicious slow cooker Tuscan garlic chicken? This recipe is a fantastic option for a crockpot dish that is not a stew but is absolutely incredible in flavor.
Hey everyone, Dave here, back in the AI kitchen, and today we're gonna have some crockpot goodness. I've got my big old red crockpot here, and I'm excited to try this. It's gonna be something hearty and easy, which is always the key to success. Honestly, I asked AI to create this recipe for us, and it kind of feels like a Marry Me Chicken, which I've done enough videos on Marry Me Chicken. Make sure to watch those if you haven't. Let me move this out of the way for a minute. But it's created a Tuscan chicken, which is similar to Marry Me Chicken, so this might be like that recipe. We're gonna see. To start off, we're gonna do a little prep. I'm being a little lazy today. I got the pre-peeled garlic, I got the pre-shredded parm. You know, when you're doing crock pot, you wanna do as little work as possible. It says we need 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I'm not really sure how cloves convert into teaspoons, so I'm just gonna do 4 cloves and see if we get 2 teaspoons worth of it. I mean, I'll let you know when I taste it. A lot of the ingredients are the same. You got the sun-dried tomatoes, you got the heavy cream, you got the parm. Like, so much of it sounds like Marry Me Chicken. And I didn't ask for that. I just said create a recipe that I can cook in the crock pot. I did say I didn't want a stew. I had already gotten a recipe, done a recipe that was stew. And so I wanted to do something different than stew, and it gave me this. And I don't know, like I said, we'll tell you. If it ends up tasting like Marry Me Chicken, maybe we can just call it that. We'll title the video Crock Pot Marry Me Chicken. But it might not taste like that, so we'll see. All right, so what we need to do is mince up 2 teaspoons of garlic. That's probably right, let's see. That's probably too much, honestly. Well, okay, so we can use two teaspoons of that in a minute. Go ahead and set that aside, and we can prep the next ingredient, which is what? I don't even know if we need to do, I think we need to chop this spinach up, right? Spinach isn't even part of this recipe, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So we also need 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan. Now this is where if you were shredding your own, you would shred it, but I'm, like I said, being lazy. Does it say shredded or grated? It says grated. This is grated, yeah. I will say that's a difference. Like if we were making Marry Me Chicken, I think we normally use shredded, not grated. So I'm just gonna, I don't have like a 3/4 measuring cup, so I'm just gonna do the 1/4 cup and the 1/2 cup, like this. Just fill them both, and that should get us what we need. My spoons, or my cup's a little bent. There we go. So there's our grated parm, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Actually, I don't think there's any lemon in this. We're also gonna need heavy cream and chicken broth. 1/2 cup of chicken broth, 1 cup of heavy cream. So heavy cream is right here. I mean, this is easy, guys. That's why we like crock pot. It's so easy. You can cook something delicious without much work. I don't think this recipe is gonna be hard. It might take a little while because we have to let it cook, but in general, it should not take too long. I mean, should we talk about the whole debate between crock pot, Instapot, which one's better? To me, call me old fashioned, but I still prefer the crock pot. Again, the Instapot with like the hot steam that's trying to melt your eyeballs. It's just not that fun. All right, 1/2 cup of chicken broth. There we go. All right, so this is, I think, what we need to make our sauce. Yeah, heavy cream, chicken broth, Parmesan, and garlic. Again, a lot like what I would call Marry Me Chicken, but that wasn't the goal, just might be happening. And you know I'm not gonna complain because it's one of my favorite things. We're also gonna need a 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes chopped. I got the pre-julienne cut. I think that'll be fine. We got my little pressure, no, what's it called? Induction stove thingy here. Figured I'd make the sauce in that because it's just a little easier, even though it is a little loud, so prepare for some noise. So it says heat olive oil over medium heat, 1 tablespoon of olive oil over medium heat. So we can just set this thing to medium and start. Throw a tablespoon of olive oil, like so. All right, so our olive oil's heated up. Let me get something to stir with. How about a wooden spoon? Add the garlic and saute. I'm cheating, guys. I'm just using all 4 cloves. Technically, it's more than 2 teaspoons. But again, garlic is never bad. We want to let that get fragrant for like a minute. And of course, we'll magically be back in a minute. Will have passed. Guys, I just read it again, and I figured out you do need spinach. You know, I'm all over the place. It's early in the morning that I'm cooking this. 1 cup of spinach chopped. So that's what I was thinking. I had just not been able to see it in the recipe. Chop it. I guess I'll rinse it after. I didn't think about that. It's in the bag. Do you need to rinse the stuff that's in the bag? There's no holes in the bag. Maybe you don't need to rinse that. I don't know. Comment down below. Am I supposed to rinse bagged spinach like that? I think I know what you're gonna say. Tina says you need to rinse everything. Okay, our garlic is nice and fragrant now. It's starting to brown. Don't want it to get too brown. So we're gonna add in our 1 cup of heavy cream, our 1/2 cup of chicken broth, and our 3/4 of a cup of grated parm. I talk like an announcer. and mix that up. We want it to start thickening. I'll go rinse the spinach. Calm down. Not Tina, but the viewer who's writing the angry comment. I'm gonna go rinse it. Oh guys, look at this. I just looked at the thing. It says on it, pre-washed and ready to eat, meaning I did not need to wash the spinach. I've already washed it though, so whatever. Now, Tina said she looked it up and it says if you re-wash pre-washed, you might contaminate it. So you just can't win. You just can't win. I guess we all gotta die somehow. And if my death is because I pre-washed spinach, man, that's like Darwin Award level death, but we'll see. All right, so we're just heating this sauce up. We want it to thicken. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna take my chicken and put it into the crock pot because that is an important step, isn't it? It says 4 to 6 boneless, skinless chicken breast. Let me get those ready. All right, the sauce I think is thickened up a little bit, so I'm probably gonna stop it. And basically we wanna just salt, pepper, and Italian season the chicken. Let me turn that off. And then actually, you know what? I gotta get this out of the way again. So I'm just gonna take, I don't know, a couple pieces of chicken here. You can do 4 to 6. I'm gonna do 6 because that's how much came in the package. And I'm like bad with ingredients, so if I don't just use it all now, it might go bad in my fridge. And just load it up with Italian seasoning. Am I supposed to do it on both sides? No, it actually says to just put it into the slow cooker and then sprinkle it. So I don't even need this tray. I'm just wasting dishes here. Let me get the slow cooker back. And we'll just put the chicken in there. 1, I'm just gonna see if I can squeeze them all in. 4, I don't know if I can. 5, maybe I'll just do 5. No, I think I can maybe fit the last one. It's just gonna be a little tweak. And now that we have that in there, can y'all see that? I don't know if you can really see it. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna have to do it way over here. Put the Italian seasoning all over it like that. I don't think you can have too much, but you probably can. Then some pepper, not Pepper Ann from the fantastic Disney show back in the 90s. Bunch of pepper. Pepper Ann. She's so cool. And then salt. And you're not supposed to go salt to crock pot, I guess. So I'll do it to hand and then put the salt on it like so. I'm on the edge of too much salt here. Kind of like how the chicken handling is pretty minimalistic in this recipe. That's kind of nice. All right, so what we want to do is pour the sauce in the or over the chicken. I hope it's thickened enough, guys. Does that look thickened enough to you? Well, we're gonna pour it over the chicken like so. Okay. Should I use a spatula to scrape up the rest? Yeah, let me do that. Smells like an Alfredo, I'll say that. I do like the minimal chicken handling. You really don't need to handle it much with this recipe. With Marry Me Chicken, you gotta like batter it and stuff. There we go. I believe we're just gonna add the sun-dried tomatoes on top of it. And it's a half a, okay. Typical Dave, I just spilled it everywhere. Don't know if that was on camera, but whatever, it's fine. Half cup of sun-dried tomatoes, just load them into a thing here. I don't know if I'm supposed to de-oil it. It doesn't say. I don't think so. I think there's some flavor in the oil. Maybe I'll take a little of the oil out. I'm making a mess here. I'll clean it up in a second, guys. Half a cup of sun-dried tomatoes, cut, chopped, whatever. Like I said, I got the pre-chopped ones because it's a crock pot recipe. You want to be like a little lazy when you're doing crock pot cooking. Put them in there on top of everything. I don't know, spread them out a little. And then we just want 1 cup of this chopped up spinach. Let me measure that out. There we go. And put that in there as well. And that's the beauty of crock pot cooking. We need to just set it and forget it, and we're gonna have a delicious dinner ready for us in 4 hours. I will say ChatGPT says cover and cook on low for 4 to 5 hours until the chicken is cooked through and tender. I'm concerned the chicken will get dry, but hopefully it won't. I'm gonna set the timer on the crock pot for 4 hours, and then we'll be back here to taste it. Okay guys, it's time. It starts. This Tuscan chicken, crock pot Tuscan chicken has been on for 4 hours. I just temped the chicken. It is definitely done. Now the recipe says you can serve it as big full pieces of chicken, or you can just serve it as shredded chicken. I think I'm gonna see how well it shreds. Let's just see. Does it shred easy? It shreds pretty easy. So you can kind of choose how you want to do it. Ooh, it's hot. We can definitely mix it around in there. Let's see, yeah, look at that. That's like fall apart. I don't know if that's a good thing with chicken, but it's certainly fall apart. It's not super thick, the sauce. I'm wondering if I didn't let it thicken enough, but then again, been in there for 4.5 hours. I feel like if it was gonna thicken, it would. But I don't really have any context as to what this should look like, so I don't really know if it's good or bad. I mean, it smells amazing. I wonder if it tastes like Marry Me Chicken. I'll honestly say it smells like Marry Me Chicken. Let's take a little bit out and maybe some of the sauce, and yeah, see, look at that. And you come home after a long day of work. This is ready for you to eat. I wouldn't be upset. I want to get a little extra sauce. Yeah, okay, well, moment of truth, guys. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna break off a little piece and we're gonna see if this is an amazing recipe that you should make or you should save your time. How hot is it? It's probably really hot. Interesting. It definitely has a Marry Me chicken taste to it. I want more sauce. And I want the sauce to be a little thicker. I do feel like I could have let the sauce thicken a little more and it would have benefited. Honestly, it's like, tastes a lot like Marry Me chicken. It's really good. It's simple, it's good. It was so easy to cook. I'm impressed with how easy it was to cook. It's something that you got some chicken breast in the fridge and some sun-dried tomatoes, some cream. You got yourself a whole dinner. So I would recommend trying it if you're looking for an easy, filling, warm dinner for the family that you don't have to work hard at and you're gonna get something that's consistently good. I would go with it. It's good though. I like it. I recommend it. I would try it without actually worrying, and it's just so easy. So easy. All right, guys, we're back for the surprise ending after the ending of the chicken video. And the reason for that is I recently did a recipe that called for adding cornstarch to thicken up the sauce. And my biggest complaint about this was the sauce not being thick enough. So I figured, hey, why not apply that same trick to this chicken dish and see if it improves it? Because I wasn't that impressed with the thinness of the sauce. So what I did is I added 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water. I created those into a slurry in a bowl, and then I added them into this, and look how thick this sauce is now. It's made a drastic difference in the thickness of the sauce. It's not watery at all. I put it on for another 25 minutes with the lid off after I added the slurry. So what I want to do is I want to try it again with the thicker sauce and see if anything wondrous happened. Let's just get some chicken on here. You know, we're trying to make the best recipes possible, so sometimes we go beyond what ChatGPT tells us in the pursuit of delight. All right, so now we got that. I'm gonna get a little bit of the sauce. Look how thick the sauce is now. This is looking even more like Marry Me chicken, which makes Dave a happy boy. All right, moment of truth. Did we just make a huge improvement or no? Ha! We got it, guys. All right, we just took this from okay to awesome. Wow. Okay, so the key is, now we've got this thicker sauce, it's sticking to the chicken. It's like really, I really feel like I get a lot of sauce in each bite. Wow. Huge improvement. Okay, we figured it out, guys. This recipe is way better than I thought originally. Like I said, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of cold water, mix it together in a bowl, pour it in, mix it, and then take the lid off, leave it cooking for 25 or so minutes on low, and all of a sudden you get a dish that is like 3 levels higher on my food scale. It goes from a 7 to a 9 just with that. So figured it out. I think it'd be good to have some garlic bread on the side and like dip garlic bread in it. Oh, that'd be delicious. Yeah, phenomenal like this. You gotta do this last step. I'll make sure I put it in the edit so you don't miss it. Maybe I'll add the ending now, I don't know. Either way, delicious. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more. Bye-bye.